What is going on, my good people, man? This is your main man Ben here, and today, guys, we got another tech reviews, and we got our hands on the new iPhone 12 Pro Max. We are going to unbox it and pretty much run the same application as what we have been using with our old iPhone XS Max. Yes, it's that time. I remember reviewing the awesome XS Max device exactly more than 2 years ago. I said that iPhone XS Plus was a workhorse. Now I must do the same thing on the XS Max. T-Mobile is running a program, so we have been in T-Mobile for at least 3 years now, and they do have a program that lets you trade in the XS Max. So I got a trade-in value of at least $550. Trading it directly to the Apple Store, which gives you at least $330. So $330 and $550 plus $120 on T-Mobile. You're gonna divide that with what, 24-30 months thing, 2 years, ending up paying half for the iPhone. But what else can we do, man? It's the consumer thing, and you gotta go with it. By the way, if you're with T-Mobile and you're 5 years ahead of them, like more than 5 years subscription with them, you get an extra $200. I missed that boat though, but that's still good stuff. But let's unbox this thing. As you can see, guys, it's freshly out of the box. Yeah, let's see what we got. Now, this is a 2-day shipping that they gave for T-Mobile customers, and I was really impressed because it's supposed to arrive or ship today, not arrive today. So kudos to T-Mobile for doing such thing, man. So what we got here is a very slick box. I mean, if I look at the box, if I remember, I think I got it. So this is what they call the minimalist box now for iPhone. This is the XS Max box. This is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. 2 years gap. Just so you know the differences between the two devices. Now, it's going to be unfair if we're going to compare, the XS Max versus this guy, because it is just not a fair comparison. But for box itself, it's pretty legit. All right, guys, let's wrap this thing up. Look at that nicely. Ooh. Oh man, hear that? Wow. What we got is the Pacific Blue. Look at that bad boy. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Yo. Look at that big lens. The protrusion of this thing is crazy. Owning a XS Max is holding this thing is just like a massive difference. And given the fact that they put that new lightning cable in it, we're still gonna be using our old one and some, not a whole lot to look into it. But given that we got our hands on the actual device, guys, look at this, man. It's a hunk of metal. I'm telling you right now. Ooh. So, since I don't want to deal with, the screen protector and all that stuff, we're gonna put it right now. I have pre-ordered stuff here, guys. So what we're gonna do is gonna put our screen protector real quick in the protective case, because I don't want to mess up a new device. So bear with me for a little bit. So what we're actually doing right now, guys, is setting up the new iPhone to get it to my backup of the XS Max. But right off the bat, look at this one. How crazy thick this thing is versus the XS Max. I know it's not a fair comparison, but it is a legit comparison, since this is the more than 2 years upgrade that we've been waiting for. So if you're in the fence of upgrading it, I know they said that it's not that big of a screen, but if you look at it side by side, it's not that big. But in person, yeah, as a gamer, yeah, you will see some difference. Thickness, and the damn, look at this. lens on the back, massive, massive circles. I mean, it's gonna take a while for me to get used to looking at these big circles. So this is like a pro tip, use your own pace, but back up your old device. A breeze, man. It took me like 15 minutes to put in at least worth of, I would say, 50 gigabytes of data and applications to this new iPhone for under 15 minutes. And although it's downloading some things right now, it's coming through. Everything is identical, side by side. So far, so good. It's a breeze to set up. I had my brother's iPhone 11 Pro Max side by side with this guy and this guy. 12 Pro Max is massive. It's a big chunk of phone, man. I mean, 2 years of difference of, technology. And you can see that edge right here is not circular anymore. It's like the old school one. And it's just a big chunk of goodness. It's oozing with quality. I'm telling you, there's so much if you just hold it like this. And in the back, it's not glossy. This is glossy. This is matte. You can see it. There is a shine, but the shine is kind of clouded, and it's not making that a lot of smudge versus this guy. I have put a front screen protector, although I know the reviews are phenomenal. It's just that it's just me. It's, second nature, but that's whatever. But for me, the key points worth the upgrade from this cell phone is the camera, the lens, LiDAR. If you're going to tell me it's not that significant, yes, it's a massive significant. If you are a vlogger, YouTuber, content creator, you know exactly how expensive gears can be. This little device is packed of awesomeness. I can't put it into words. I mean, for real. I'm just saying. So LiDAR, what's LiDAR? LiDAR determines the focusing of the machine. Take it as it's a main camera that I'm using right now, like this Sony. Look how fast and smart this is. Given that this is a Sony mirrorless camera, leading in the mirrorless camera arena, this guy. In terms of autofocus, equipped with artificial intelligence technology to deliver this type of responses. Imagine a cell phone with almost that same concept. In-body image stabilization in the sensor. The actual axis of the sensor has this stabilizer. So when you move, it compensates. So less jiggly motion. My A6100 doesn't even have IBIS. So ultra wide angle lens, 2.4 aperture, 120 degree field of view. Wide angle has 1.6 aperture, giving it a low light performance. Telephoto has f2.2 aperture. The Pro has 2.0. Equipped with 12 megapixel camera system. Ultra wide telephoto. Thank goodness Apple not going after the megapixel race. Put it in this way, If you do not print billboard size photos or ever print at all, better stay in the lower megapixel. Why? Given the size of the sensor on this phone, 12 megapixel is more than enough. Since the pixels themselves are much bigger on the oversized sensor of the cell phone. Literally, the cell phone camera has the biggest sensor to date on any cell phone. This one. And if you work on processing your photo, video using this iPhone, it's much more forgiving on the file size, as we all know. Night mode portraits and shots are amazing, guys. Once again, thanks to the LiDAR scanner, A for Bionic chip, next generation neural engine, awesome fast processor, and gaming processing power, 6GB RAM, Apple GPU 4-core graphics. Check out benchmarks for this because I have my eyes on it. Please be nice. 6.7 inches, much bigger screen. Splash proof rated IP68 max 6 meters for 30 minutes. For more than 2 years, I have not swum with my phone, so we are good with that. I guarantee you. So 4K recording, 24, 30, 60 frames per second, 1080p max, 60 frames per second, slow-mo 120 frames per second, 5G ready. I mean, cycling. Oh man, this is where I'm leaning towards. A lot of brightness of the screen, 5G connectivity for rural trails and new cities. Since we just got the device, we cannot test it as of yet. But because the bike setup is not complete, yet we are waiting for the case to specifically designed for cycling to arrive. Since it's back ordered, we cannot test it. But boy, I'm excited to use the bigger screen, 800 nits on a bright day. Yes, 725, 800. It does a decent job, but significantly bigger screen and higher nits, that's a win. So what we're doing, guys, is testing the night capability of this camera, considering there's so many different light sources, different colors that should shoot out a pretty good challenge for the CPU and the GPU sensor. So here it goes. You will notice that as soon as we focus on the front and in the background, the instant switching of the focusing is simultaneous, and it's very, very smooth transition. This is because of the lighter. And in daylight, it is just fantastic. We are currently shooting at 1080p at 30 frames per second. In daylight, guys, I'm telling you, this thing is just phenomenal. No need to go 4K if you don't need that processing file. And transition from regular wide to zoom is a breeze. You can just switch it instantaneous. What we're doing right now is we're gonna test the one-wheel ride and see the stabilization of this camera. So we'll see how it goes. Something on the image body stabilization of the phone is the next level, man. I mean, this is, I think, the first in iPhone, and once again, guys, impressive stabilization from this phone. This is the best phone with IS that I've ever touched in my life. Now, going back to the games, Pokemon Go, we've been playing this game since 2016. It's a breeze, nothing bad I can see. It's more snappier, crispier color contrast, and of course, Call of Duty. There's no denial. This is the best game of the year once again for me, and it's amazing. I don't need to explain anything. No lag, no delay, and this game is like Diablo, recommended by my brother-in-law, and I'm gonna stop, man. I'm just gonna stop. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap this thing up. I just want to say a couple of things. If you're coming from XS Max going to the 12 Pro Max, the difference is massive. You would see like a night and day difference. If you're in the fence, this is my 2 cents. If you like gaming, if you like taking pictures, if you like go to Instagram, Facebook, social network, then I must say it's worth the upgrade. Think about this. $1,099 2 years ago with the same technology as this one. On top of that, T-Mobile, my network, got $550 trade-in that is divided in 24 months. Basically, you're paying half. So for me, that itself is definitely worth it. Aside from the bigger screen, 800 nits, I haven't had a chance to put it in cycling because I don't have the mount and the case yet. But based on my one-wheel test, it's amazing. Stabilization of the video is very, very useful. As far as comparison of what it can do on like a mirrorless camera, it's very, very close, man. I would say it's an entry-level mirrorless camera quality in terms of, image stabilization, lenses, and all that stuff. Although we shoot only at 1080p, because I don't intend to put in, the load of 4K in the phone, because I don't want to transfer bigger files and process it from there, because it's a quick hit. This is meant to be the quick hit with a quality and a spank of attitude. That's the reason why I like this one for, our backpacking, Instagram and Facebook quick hits and all that stuff. But for gaming, boy, I tell you, this thing is next level. If you're a gamer, there's no doubt about it. I'm not sure about benchmarks right now. I think this is the highest for cell phones. Aside from that, front-facing camera has its limitations. Our test on night, we were pushing it to its limit, but I must say with enough light, it's amazing. It's the best that I've ever seen in a phone. I mean, just for user end perspective, like regular people. But aside from that, guys, it's amazing. iPhone did a good upgrade and a revamp of the style and features. But next 2 years again for probably your next review. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe. This your main boy. Peace out.